Hey guys, I got to catch up over the 4th of July on some YouTube videos. One that was of particular interest to me was Bob Binnie's video on the problem with single brood chamber. And I felt like his main issue really isn't an issue that I encounter. As you can see, I offset my supers. And I always provide an upper entrance. So Bob's biggest problem that I took in that video is getting bees to work above the excluder. Getting bees to go through the excluder and making them work. I think that's where there's a problem. A queen excluder, in my opinion, is designed for one purpose, and that's to keep the queen down. It's not designed to push the bees through. So what I do is always, if it's just the first super, then I will offset the lid slightly, prop the top and give them the notch to serve as an upper entrance. If robbing is an issue or you're worried about that kind of pressure, then just flush the inner cover with the box, providing the notch, and prop the lid. I think it helps with ventilation. It gives a better pull and a better flow of the air. It actually allows it to circulate instead of moving just one way. The bees can do more with that. If they don't want that much ventilation, they won't use it. They won't circulate it. What you're doing is providing duct work, really. You're not forcing any more air in there. That's what the bees do. They're the motor. They're the fan motor. If they want to use the upper entrance and the bottom entrance and circulate air through, then they will. And if they don't, then they just won't use it that way. If they really have a problem with it, they'll propolize it. But back to the excluders. The goal is not to push the bees through the excluders. If you're pushing the bees through the excluders, then you're shortening their lifespan. You're limiting your honey crop and really doing yourself a disservice. You can do a lot better by offsetting your supers, providing an upper entrance in any way. So my advice is with an excluder to always provide an upper entrance that the bees can bypass that excluder with, and they will. Another problem is getting the bees to work the combs, if it's foundation or otherwise, above an excluder. That's very seldom an issue for me. I also feel that it's because of the upper entrances. By providing that upper entrance, these bees, you can see them here, they will come up to protect this space. They come up to protect this space, and they begin utilizing it, and they start feeling like it's part of the hive quicker than I think if it's just closed off and above. It's like viewing an attic. If you have an attic and you just got a little pull down ladder or whatever, and you don't want to use that thing, but if you have an attic space and it's nice, got a sliding door, stairs to it, all this, you know, you're probably going to utilize that space a lot more readily. That's not a great analogy, but that's the best I can come up with off the spot here. But yeah, I think that the issue with queen excluders is more people don't understand the techniques that come with them. I know they don't come with books or anything. They've been around a long time. They're a great piece of equipment, and they have a really good use in honey production if you use them correctly. For me, the correct use is to always provide an upper entrance that the bees can bypass those excluders. If you're pushing your bees through those excluders, I'd like for you to think about it and think why and what would it hurt to allow them to use the upper entrance. So here I'm showing you guys how the bees are utilizing this upper entrance. This hive has recently been supered, And you can see that the bees have taken to the upper entrance. You can also see the other hives beside it where the bees are working the cracks, the offsets. It's around 110 degrees with the heat index here today, but you can see they're still working the supers and using the upper entrances. Okay guys, I'm here in this yard and these colonies are ready for a super. I'm going to place the excluder and I'm going to give them drawn comb. The way that I'm going to get them to go up is that I will provide an upper entrance that they will have to protect. So they're going to move up pretty much immediately. And they're also very ready for a super. As you can see, these through here, I just did the same thing. Prop the lids. And you can see these colonies. Ready for a super. You can see they built a little burr comb. Our soybean flow is just cranking right now. I put that burr comb in the feeders. I know a lot of people don't like to do that. It's a little bit messy, but I do it and it keeps drowning from being a problem. These supers were just put on with excluders. So you got a gap. This was just put on a little bit before that. And there's a few bees up, not a whole lot. But they use those offset spaces. So I've got my queen excluders. If you're using a plastic queen excluder, they don't really have an up and a downside. If you are using a metal queen excluder, this is the top, this is the bottom. You see these cross wires? These are to provide travel space on the top bars. So there is an up and down on them. The first supers are squared up on the excluder. Grab my spacers. Now guys, I apologize if you can't hear me very well. My microphone failed and I do have a new one ordered. So I'm using one that came in a kit that mounts on the stand there. As you can see, I spaced my supers out, my frames out in my super. You can use sticks and set it flush like this and it'll raise it along the sides, or you can just push it back. Gives them a lot of space there, but like I said, we've got a strong flow on. That soybean honey's almost got a greenish, a light greenish tint. I don't know if it shows up. Very good stuff. Alright guys, I was just illustrating a point there. How I like to do them. Got to get the bees moved up in there. Even if I was using foundation like I did in the comb honey super there, it really doesn't matter. The bees are going to go up there and they're going to work. These are just my thoughts on it. I know I used a clickbait type title in this, but I have a lot of respect for Bob Binnie. I watch his videos, obviously, or I wouldn't have made this one. I've learned some things from him, and I have a lot of respect for him. So hopefully y'all don't take it that way. This is just another another technique, another little bit of management that you can utilize if you want to.